All right.
Hey, just put your foot down. I don't want people to know that we're not wearing shoes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing shoes.
Hang on, wait. It's good.
Do you think they heard the bit where I said I'm wearing shoes?
We'll just edit it out.
Yeah.
So, try to put this bouquet of flowers here to appeal to the female demographic.
Yeah, it's they're quite lovely, really.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Do you think they're a bit in the way, or
They seem a bit big. It's a lot of them.
it's just a lot of flowers?
There's a big vase of flowers. I can't see the screen, if I'm being honest.
Should we take it down?
I think so.
We'll appeal to the female demographic later. Maybe we could take our shirts off or something.
Yeah. Have you waxed your back? Or?
not since last week, so I'm due for 2 more.
Oh, the afternoon shadow. Yeah.
You know who else might need to do a little bit of back waxing?
Who's that?
Well, Paul Mamone.
Oh, Paul.
My man. Paul.
Hey, Paul. How are you,
Shout out
mate?
to Paul. Obviously, he doesn't need any back waxing because he's a very attractive man.
He is a good-looking fella. Probably because he's not married and doesn't have the burden of children in his life.
That really ages you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 19 years old. That's the second time I've done that.
We're repeating. We use that joke all the time.
We just repeat content.
Yeah, it's we're very unoriginal. But Paul said that we sounded a little bit like we're in the toilet. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, well, I guess we are recording with a phone. This is the highest quality content we could come up with.
That we could afford on our wages.
Well, weekly spending for shopping is about $600, but I do get free banana free.
That's because at Coles, the kids get to eat fruit for free. Is that right, or
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, I get access. You get. That's the best thing about being a dad is you get access to the free fruit basket at Woolies. And so then you never have to pay for bananas.
Do you know what I find? If I go in there and I pretend to have a nervous tick, yeah,
Yeah.
they don't question me if I go in there and take a Mandy and walk out. You know,
You can get away with anything.
it's just like no one questions you if they think that you've got a legitimate, mental illness. Like let the poor bugger have his Mandy.
I think a lot of people also just like, I don't want him in here. It's crazy.
They walk into Coles, grab a Mars bar and walk out.
What kind of tick is that?
I don't know, like someone's, arm throw, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Ultimately, we accept everyone. Shout out to the Nervous Tick community. We love you.
We love the our Nervous Tick sponsors.
And obviously we always need to shout out our original sponsor, Monster Energy Drink.
Yeah, there you go.
Ultra Fiesta. I believe that is Spanish for party. This is not a science podcast, obviously. We don't really research.
Ultra Fiesta. The Ultra Party.
I thought you were going to say something else there.
Well, I could have gone anywhere.
Yeah,
really.
you could have. Like, what rhymes?
And I was tempted.
What rhymes with Fiesta?
Not much. I went through my brain and I didn't find that.
There's one that starts with M and ends with Olesta, but we would never say that.
No.
Because we're not that type of podcast.
No.
Okay, so, shout out to Monster. Thank you for sponsoring us. We'll open that up. Remember to drink quietly.
It's funny when you drink on this podcast.
It's very loud.
Yeah, it's very loud. It's like you just sit next to a toilet.
And by the way, Paul, we love you. And just a quick question. When you were listening to our pilot podcast, were you currently sitting on the toilet? Because that could have where the echo, came from.
Yeah, I got a high suspicion that you were on the toilet while you were saying we were on the toilet. The interesting thing is he's not watching this.
Right now?
Yeah, I don't think he's watched any of them. I think he watched the snippet and he was like, that's enough for me. And then he just moved off because he's too intelligent. We're talking to Paul and he's not actually watching.
Well, look, we'll tag him in this one. But, for our, viewers out there, and I know there's, a whopping, what?
I think we got about how many episodes is this now?
It's fifth one in.
Fifth one, yeah. So I think if I know podcasts as well as I think I do, I think probably about 400,000.
Yep. So to our 400,000 viewers, if you want a good night of comedy, search up Paul Mamone and follow him on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever you do in your socials. And whenever he does a gig, get out there and support him because he's actually he's one of my favourites.
Yeah, I don't like him. I'm just joking. Yeah, good on you, Paul.
Yeah. And please listen to this podcast not on the toilet so you don't get the echoey sound.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe one day we'll have him on the podcast.
Well, that would really reach out to the female demographic.
Yeah, it'd probably double it. How many females have we got listening now?
Oh, at least 200,000, half of 400.
That's a lot of women. It's a lot of women, Paul. And we know how much you like women, so it's probably a good idea.
So odd that you're staring into the mic saying that, like, you really love women. Like,
especially because he's not watching.
He probably will not watch this.
He will not watch this.
Everyone would be out there going, our 400,000 viewers would be like, who's Paul?
Yeah.
I've got to know, search him up. Paul, expect to have about an extra 100,000 followers on Instagram by the end of this.
It's funny that we're talking a lot about Paul because we're friends with him, but we're not, like, we don't see him that much, do we?
No, not really, no.
But we like him.
Yeah.
But we just don't really... We're giving him a lot of attention for the amount of time we spend with him.
Is this podcast about Paul?
It could be. No, I don't think it is. Hypothetically speaking, could be about anything.
Are you asking Paul out right now?
I don't think so. I don't think... There's a couple of reasons why not. One is that I don't think he'd say yes.
Fear of rejection.
Yeah,
fear of rejection.
Yeah, if just take me straight back to high school. And also, I don't think I'm gay.
You might be, though.
Well...
You never know these days.
Well, if you don't try it, they say, how do you know?
That's right. So that one time, like, when I was younger, I didn't want to eat mushrooms because they look gross and I thought they tasted gross. And my father goes...
They are pretty gross.
Well, he said to me, you never know until you try. So you try them, you might like them. I had a mushroom. It was disgusting.
And now you know.
I know. So, yeah, there you go.
So,
you know, but I may have liked mushrooms and therefore I would be gay.
You know what's good with mushrooms?
Could be gay, sorry.
You could put mushrooms and things... You don't like mushrooms, but you put them in, like, a lot of meat and you mix them in and you can't taste them.
Do you remember that time Deanna made you that mushroom burger and you were like, oh, that's the best beef burger I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh yeah, it's 70% mushroom. You're like, oh.
That was disgusting. I felt betrayed, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
It was a lie.
It's like those gluten-free.
Yeah.
You know.
What's gluten?
I don't know. This is not a science podcast.
We still haven't solved the riddle of gluten.
It's yeast, I'm pretty sure.
Yeast, yeah. Yeah, so, another side note, before I came here, at the bottom of my jeans, there was Nutella, and I had to scrape it off. And it wasn't until I was halfway through scraping off Nutella that I realised it wasn't Nutella.
What was it?
I didn't want to investigate too hard because I didn't want the answer to the question. But I'm pretty sure it was Joey's poo.
Your youngest son's poo.
Yeah, he's
two.
Did
you wash your hands before you came here?
I washed them.
Oh, good. But
not with soap.
Oh, man, you've been touching my phone to set this thing up. Actually, you haven't, because I always have to set up everything.
Yeah.
It's like, why am I the guy?
You're the technician.
I'm not the technician. And by the way, next time I'm sitting in that seat, because then it's further away from the camera. I don't have to get up as much.
I think that if there's a technical error, it's probably more up your alley.
I hope this is recording.
Because you're Asian. Asian?
Yeah.
Asians are good.
We're good with mathematics.
Yeah. And technology.
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like I've got the worst, I suppose, genetic traits from my gene pools of white and Asian.
Yeah.
You know, like, I look like a fat, middle-aged white man, but I can't drive, I can't do mathematics, and I have a small penis. So
that's a dilemma, really.
But luckily I'm good at technology, apparently.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say excellent.
Really. Or just better than you.
Yeah.
Better enough to be the one that gets up and turns it on and off.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you got the phone on the tripod there, and
Yep. Look at that.
and you've turned it on.
That's two things that is very, like, my Asian heritage had to kick in to order for me to do that. Like, I don't think my white side could do it.
Yeah. Nah, I think I agree. I wonder if Paul's good at technology.
Paul, I don't know. What do you reckon? Shout out to Paul. I reckon he is pretty good at technology.
He looks like it. He looks like a guy that, you know, if you had a problem with the TV, you'd be like, Paul would be the guy. You'd be like, hey, what do you reckon, Paul? And somehow he'd find himself having to repair it while everyone else stands around.
That's it.
And he doesn't really know, but maybe he's slightly better than everyone else.
Well, he does a lot of emceeing, but I suppose that would require a bit of technical knowledge to do that. I forgot to remind us to suck our guts in, you know, like...
Oh.
Like,
is it too late now?
It's too late now. We'll do it next time.
Well, we've had some fun adventures on the old podcast so far, episode 5. And we've enjoyed doing the podcast. When do you become rich and famous from this?
I suppose the real question is when do Monster start officially sponsoring us?
Yeah, I think it's about time, Monster. We've given a lot to your community and it's time to give it back.
Look down the camera, Richard. Hold up your drink. Okay, run a promo shot right now.
Welcome to the Richie Thomas J. Wong, hypothetically speaking. This is Monster, and we drink it. It's not very good for you.
Whoa, back. It's not very good for you not to drink it, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, we want to get paid money, and so what we would like is, even though this isn't very good for you, is that you give us money, and we'll tell people
it's good for you.
That yeah,
dude,
we drink it.
We need to edit that out. They're never going to sponsor us with a plug like that.
Well, you gotta, I guess you gotta think about it a bit more, maybe. Just
what you're saying is it's not very good to drink 10 of these a day.
Yeah.
But 2 or 3?
Oh, it's
still
great.
not very good. But no, we love them.
Yeah,
I drink heaps of these and I'm fine. Look at me.
What's in it?
A picture of health.
It says only 14 calories. So that's good.
That's a big tick.
It's got 6.5 grams of carbohydrate. No sugar. Man, I don't know how this could be bad for you at all. It's got 395 milligrams of sodium. 155 megs of caffeine.
Are you turning this into a science podcast right now?
I am pretty interested in science, I think.
Well, one thing we do know, the calories is quite low. But if you had a Coca-Cola, it's like 1,000 calories, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're basically this is more of a healthy decision than an unhealthy one, I would say, for us.
Fantastic. Sponsor us, Monster.
Anyway, so we do a bit of a hypothetical scenario, and I think it's my turn to come up with one for Jay.
And just so you know, these are totally unrehearsed.
Yeah.
It's unedited.
Yeah.
And unprofessional. But no, we do our best. He doesn't tell me what he's going to say beforehand, obviously.
No.
So you get the real reaction.
Yeah. So so we talked a little bit before about like superpowers. I think in the first episode.
Yeah, okay.
Koshi's
not coming back, is he?
No, Koshi's.
Wait, did you invite him? Is he a guest star?
No, there's no Koshi.
Okay.
A guy like that wouldn't even take a call from me, I think. He's up himself, I think.
Wasted Koshi.
No, he's alright. So I was just thinking about superpowers, and what did we talk about? What superpower did you say?
No, you gave me unlimited powers if I were to have it off with Koshi once a day.
No, wait.
Hours.
No, yeah.
I refused that outright.
Yeah, I remember.
I refused the powers.
I don't think you did refuse it.
No, I absolutely did.
a bit selfish, really, isn't it?
Well, it's selfish of Koshi to have an hour and a half, maybe like 10 minutes, but gee.
Well, if you could choose, I think you said Mr. Fantastic, didn't you?
Yeah, Rubber Man.
You want to be Rubber Man.
Powers is pretty good. It gives you a little bit of everything.
Well, that's interesting. Like, imagine one day you're with your family and you let's say you go camping. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You go away camping.
Yep.
And you go swimming in this lake, and you somehow get separated from your family. You know, they're all camping and stuff, and you're playing with your kids. But you go for a little bit of an explore, just, you know, not far, maybe 50 metres, 100 metres, but just around a little corner. And
it's getting really creepy. Go around the corner.
You go around the corner. Well, only if you take your clothes off.
Why is there a corner in this like camping, swimming outdoor lake or whatever? There's a corner.
It's an adventure.
Okay.
Adventure story. So you go around the corner and lo and behold, you see a big rock and it just looks unique. So you go over and...
Oh, yeah, I don't go over.
Oh, well, no, you do go over.
It's like, problem solved. Unique rock, I'll just go back to my family.
And you feel drawn to it.
Yep.
So you go over to it and you're kind of looking around and you touch this rock. And unbeknownst to you,
yep,
this rock has the capacity... So the ancient rock, no one's touched it for eons.
Okay, it's a good rock.
And you feel this force of energy go through every sinew.
Is Koshi going to be in the rock?
Koshi.
The surprise, mother effer! He's like, sleep with me. Like, oh, man.
I think
Shazam! I get my powers.
I think we've had enough
okay.
Koshi, haven't we?
Yeah. Okay. So with the rocks there, it's an ancient rock.
It's an ancient rock, and you feel this force come through you, and you think, oh, and you feel different afterwards, and you're not quite sure what happened. So anyway, you go back to your family, unbeknownst to you, and you know, your son is playing, he hurts his arm, right?
Yep.
It's quite serious, he's broken it. And you go over to check on him, to tend to your son, and when you touch his arm, it heals.
Oh.
You somehow, miraculously, have healed your son's arm. Okay. And then you think, whoa, what just happened? You're trying to figure it out, and your wife comes over, she's confused. And, you know, she's got a bad tooth or whatever.
Yep.
And that she needs to go, she's been putting off because it's expensive, and you go, I don't know, and you touch her face just through some interaction.
Yeah.
And you heal her tooth.
Great. Done.
And then you think, well, I'm healing people here.
This seems like a very good hypothetical scenario.
You're the healer.
I'm done. I'll do it.
Anyway, news quickly spreads, of course.
Well, why would I tell anyone?
Everyone's got loud enough, people seeing it. You know, your wife, you know.
What does that mean? Should I bring back the flowers? Because he just brought back the female demographic a few viewerships just then.
Shout out Jenna.
It's like, okay, so she tells. She
can't help it, you know. Too excited. She's first by telling her family, and you know, then it's out, you know. And before you know it, news crews are at your house.
Hang on, wait. Before we move on, what else does it fix with my wife?
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to answer that, and I'm the one that's going to get in trouble.
Absolutely nothing, darling. That's right.
Perfection can't be improved.
That's right.
So anyway,
yeah,
everyone's coming to
news crew comes.
News crew, everybody.
Yeah.
And people, you know, they say take you to the hospital, and people who are dying and sick, really sick people, and they're bringing you in, and you're touching them all. You're just touching everyone
appropriately.
Yeah. And they're just healing.
No, do I have a choice, or do I just have to do it?
Well, it's just, you know, everyone's there. The news crew, people are dying, cancer.
A little bit of money for this.
Well, you could start, you could go down that road, you know.
Start at the clinic.
But you don't have to, because what happens is once everyone realises, it just starts getting everyone just starts looking after you, like financially. But here's the thing. There's a lot of sick people in the world, right?
That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't go anywhere. Your whole life, someone's sick, really sick people, kids who are dying, you know, cancer, and old people, and every kind of sickness you can think of.
Yep.
They're just rocking up at your house. You know, you open your door in the morning, it's just a queue of people saying, and it's always intense, "Save me! Save me!" everywhere you go. But you just want to go to Hungry Jack's. You know what I mean? You want to have a sleep. People are not letting you sleep.
I'm sitting there trying to, order a Whopper.
Someone's coming up.
It's like, oh, you're that guy that heals people.
And they're like, I've got a sick kid here. And you're like, oh, try to eat a burger. You know what I mean?
It's like, that's terrible, but like, just let me have my Whopper first.
Yeah, so like imagine you've got the power to heal. And there's...
This sounds like a nightmare.
It's turning into a nightmare.
I'd turn off and say, I can't do it anymore.
You'd like start lying to people?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I was going to say. It gets to a point you're swamped. Everywhere you go, there's
I wouldn't let it get like that.
Influencers everywhere they go are yelling at you. Because everywhere you go now, from all over the world, not just Australia. Because you imagine people from Africa, America, England, everywhere. They're all coming with their sick who can't be healed to you. They're just rocking up on your doorstep. But you just want to, like we said, you want to have a burger. And with your power of healing, how do you tell people when they come up to you that you don't want to heal them?
Well, it's not like I don't want to heal them. It's just that people are meant to die, really, aren't they? You can't just be healing people that are meant to not survive. I don't know. This is a really weird thing. I wouldn't get into that. That's not where I'm going. Let's wind it back a second.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, do you know how I heal people? And they'd be like, oh, no, I don't. It's like, well, you see, it comes and goes. Today I don't have it. So just check on the website, put your name down. You'll be on a lottery. And if you come up, I'll call you up for a healing.
So you just try to have like a list?
Yeah. Send me an email. And I'll have a read. Just that'd be a lot of emails, wouldn't it?
So people come and bring it and they'll be like, just touch him. Just touch him.
No, I'm not inappropriately touching people.
He goes, my son's sick. Just touch it.
No.
And they'll be like, you're just not going to touch my son.
I'll never.
Yeah, because you're just not. You're not going to touch him and make him well. Why not?
Well, look.
You think you're better than us?
No, I can't do it today. Because I don't have.
They'll be like, you just stand right there, touch him.
I don't have it today.
When are you going to have it?
Oh, next year.
That's ages. He'll be dead.
Oh, sorry.
You're a nerd.
I'll just kneel down, look him in the eye, and say, "You're gonna die."
So
prepare yourself.
You'll just go into the zone of
can't do it.
Can't do it. You just be like, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
Well, I didn't like. Firstly, let's wind it back. I wouldn't have told anyone, and then all of a sudden the wife goes up and runs her mouth.
The wife. Yeah.
And then tells, Billie Jean down the road who posted on Instagram. And the thing is that when the next person comes up and says, can you give me a good healing? I'd be like, oh, sorry, that was a joke. I would have stopped it there. Oh, the wife she was mucking around.
Yeah.
When she was talking about healing, she was talking about something else.
What about people break into your house and just start putting your hand on them? Just be going like that.
What? Why that? What?
They want your healing touch.
So I'd have security.
Yeah.
And if that security I would just go into hiding. Go into hiding, heal one rich person, make it myself rich, and then just go, I'm done, I'm out.
There was a song about that. Craig David.
What?
Song about walking away.
From the troubles in my life?
Yeah.
But I think he's talking about women, I'm talking about, the miraculous ability to heal people and the throng of people that want me to heal them.
Yeah.
Look, it would be difficult because, you just want to go out and go, you're healed, you're healed, you're healed, you're healed. But just, it's not going to solve the problem, though.
Well, it might solve the cancer.
Yeah. Okay, solve that problem. But, you're right. Maybe I could just go, look, if you want me to do this, I'll do 1 day a week. I'll selflessly go out. You all go to the big stadium. You get your tickets. You selflessly get there, but you have to pay.
Yeah.
But I'll donate some money to myself.
So you just put a charge and you go, if you can afford it.
No, it's just a lottery. It's it's affordable. So because I'd be selling out stadiums, like 100,000 stadiums.
Yeah.
And then just like a big Mexican wave, I'll just run around.
I wonder if you could do stand-up comedy before, like, have a gig, and you could sell your stand-up comedy tickets. So you're always going to have a sold-out show. You'll be like, what's the deal with, like, leukemia? And, you know, you'll be doing jokes about that they're dying.
Yep.
And then you could just go around afterwards and go, all right, you've paid your tickets for your comedy show. How much would you charge for a comedy? Yeah.
That's right. I'd heal anyone like who do that, except for people who had AIDS.
Yeah. Why is that?
No, I'm just joking. Yeah. I'd heal all the AIDS people. Shout out to the AIDS community.
Yeah, there's AIDS. Yeah,
right. Is there anything you wouldn't heal? Like, you'd be like, someone comes up and goes, oh, I've got a bit of a sniffly nose. And you'd be like, oh, get out of here, man. You know, heal yourself.
Maybe if they come up to you with, like, addictions and be like, I can't help it. I just want to make out with everyone I meet, and they're trying to make out with you or something like that. It's like a mental problem. Heal me.
I'd heal them people. Yeah, just
don't get me.
Yeah, just like, get away from me. But like, is there anything that you wouldn't heal? Like, herpes. You got that yourself. Deal with it.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, like if people were just like wanting you to heal trivial things, they're like, I want a bigger penis. I've got a small penis. Heal it.
I don't think you can heal that, and I won't touch any penises. Just so.
They could offer a lot of money.
$20 is $20, isn't it? No, but like, you can't heal something that's not broke. If small is not broke. So like, I'm just thinking like, is there anything off limits for healing? Like, you know, like if someone came up and said, "Oh, my boob job's all out of whack. Can you heal it?" I'd be like, "Nah." First, I'd say, "Let me have a look."
Yeah.
Just to make sure it was like, you know.
Yeah. I think maybe you could have a special day for breasts. Where you'd say, all the women who want me to look at their breasts, see if I can make them better.
Yep.
Just bring them and I'll touch them.
Those consultations would be a lot longer than the Mexican wave of like healing in the stadium.
You'd be like, you might be prioritising your days a bit different. 6 days a week, boob chesters.
No, that's just a joke, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would heal penises and boobs alike. You know,
he touches both penises and boobs.
I do not discriminate against genders.
There's nothing wrong with being gay.
It's just, it'd be pretty hard to get used to, you know, healing the willy. Like, that'd be a bit odd, wouldn't it? It's like, all right, zip it out. That's a good looking penis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Too bad you got 3 nuts. You know, they're not healed. Boom.
You could heal the deformities.
Hey, wait, do I have to touch them on the
where the thing is, you need to touch.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like if I was like doing that and then afterwards the rock gods came down and said, "Oh, by the way, you don't need to touch them on the place. You just need to touch them on the shoulder." I'd be like, "Son of a bitch!" Yeah. I'm grabbing 50 cocks a day for the last 3 years, trying to save.
What about
people
as well?
With deformities.
Imagine getting into a fight with someone, and every time you punch them, you're healing them.
No, I just hit him with a stick. Hit him with a stick, and I'm coming back from that, and they'll be, went too far. Heal them. And
yeah.
But then it'll be good for me to. Can I heal myself?
You can heal yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be invincible.
Yeah.
See, I'd just be going into like, can I bring back the dead?
No, you can only heal the living.
Okay, all right.
But it'd be interesting if you could heal the dead. That'd be more of a necromancy thing.
Yeah.
Less of a healer. That's when you start getting evil. Everyone knows that's the dark arts.
We started sliding towards the evilness of this whole healing thing quite quickly with that boob consultation thing, don't you think?
Yeah, I think also with
Careful.
It goes into necrophilia, doesn't it?
No.
I guess we don't. I think that's why it's the dark arts.
What?
It's very dark, really.
There's no such thing as necromancy.
If you did, I feel like somebody's done that, and that's quite disturbing.
Necrophilia?
Yeah.
I dare say people do all this. If you got sick having sex with a dead body, don't come to me for healing. That's for sure. It's like, wait, hang on a minute.
That's a good one.
Oh, reminds me, this on the news the other day, this girl went on Tinder and went on a date with a guy, and she got like a weird, like, she kissed him first night or whatever. You know, they got romantic, but she got like a little bit of a
young love.
Tinder. She had a little bit of like a rash that wouldn't go away on her lip after kissing him. So she went and got tested, and the physicians came back and said, "Oh, who did you go out on a date with?" And I said, "Why?" Because you can only get that, you know, who you've been kissing. That's why. So you can only get that rash if you've been eating dead bodies. And she was like, "What?" And then they went and found the guy, arrested him, and he was participating in cannibalism and necrophilia.
That'd be an interesting conversation, I suppose.
Yeah, and so that's real. So be careful out there, the Tinderverse.
Yeah. Maybe ask, when you first take them on a date, it might be a good idea to just ask, you know, are you a necrophiliac?
Maybe not lead with that question.
Well, if they said they are, I mean, you wouldn't want to date one.
Yeah, but don't lead with that question. Maybe, you know, soften it up a little bit, like...
Like, do you have sex with dead people?
No, maybe that's probably something you want to ask, you know, 10 questions in.
It'd be bad, though, if you didn't ask in time and then you got the rash.
Well,
that's what
I don't know, if you're getting romantic in between the first and 10th question, there's something else that's a problem there.
Yeah, better safe than sorry, I'd say. You know, you just don't want to get a rash, I suppose.
Yeah, just be careful. And I won't heal you if that's the case, because, you know, you make...
So you made your bed, you lay in it.
You know make your bed and you sleep in it.
And if you're going to have sex with a dead person...
In that bed.
Then you probably shouldn't ask Jason to heal you.
I won't heal anyone who's participated in any sort of weird, kinky stuff. Yeah, with the undead or anything weird like that. Just for the record.
I think
hypothetically speaking.
It's probably fair.
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty fair.
But in answer to your question, I would set up a schedule, and I said, look, if I can only do it one day a week, my powers only permit one day a week. No one would be able to tell otherwise. What are they going to say? Like, do I forcefully, like, is it just happen automatically from touch?
Yeah, when you touch them.
I can't control it?
You mean with the healing?
Yeah, do I have to...
You put your hand on them, couple seconds.
But do I have to activate it? Or is it just automatic?
If you touch them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be a participant. Otherwise, it's chop your hand off and just put on everyone.
That's right. So, I could touch someone and not heal them.
You could, yeah.
Alright, yeah, then I'd just be saying to them, look, I can only heal on Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays, buy a ticket to the, you know, Suncorp Stadium. I'll go and heal you by the hundreds of thousands. Sick kids first. And then on Wednesdays, that would be consultations for breast ailments, you know, just healing the women, you know.
Yeah, that's...
Because we want to appeal to the female demographic.
Well, it'd be good for the podcast, I think.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. You'd have to say no to a lot of sick people, I think. That's a bit of a curse, really, isn't it?
It's pretty bad. But
it's like, you know, you're healing people on one end, but really, your life's finished.
No, it's not. I just Monday and Wednesdays, I'd be rich too.
I just think you get guilted into it.
No.
I mean, think about when your wife makes you go to something you don't want to go to. How often are you conceding to your wife? Now imagine 100 million of them just on you going, oh, I'm sick. And you're like, no, I want to go to the movies. And they're like, oh, I'm dying over here. And you're like, yeah, Black Adam's on. And I haven't seen it yet. Yeah,
it's just like, yeah, you would... Everything you did wouldn't be more important than someone's life, would it?
Nah, you'd have to just basically, every time, they'd be like, but I'm going to die. And you'd be like, yeah, but it's like 2 Whoppers for price of 1. Hungry Jacks today. And I don't want to miss it. Like, but I'm about to die. And you'd be like, mate. You'd be like, we all got problems. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, you're dying.
You'd be like...
But, like, I'm hungry.
It's like, could you do just half a day on the Wednesday boob clinic? I'm like, sorry, my hands are tied. These are rules, man. I'm my powers, man.
You've got to commit to those women. I mean, they're going to need help. Imagine the amount of women who would be grateful for that. That'd be interesting. Women who want you to touch their breast. That'd be a change.
It's a bit of a change, isn't it? Usually they don't want me to touch their breasts.
It's a lot of convincing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, oh, can you just pop one out, please?
Yeah.
I won't touch it. I'll just look.
And you go, oh, I'm actually pretty nice. Think about like what you have to do for your wife to get that going.
Well, like, we've been out of the game so long, I don't know how you actually do it anymore, you know? Like, how do you... Maybe the girls nowadays, they just whip them out. We never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who would know? You reckon Paul would know?
Paul Mamone.
Paul Mamone?
I think
he's single, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let us know, Paul. How do the girls go these days? They just pop
What's
them
the
out?
procedure? We don't know.
Maybe this was a bad podcast to reach out to the female demographic. It's like...
Why? Because all the talk about touching breasts.
Yeah, we did talk about touching penises as well, which is...
Yeah, this is a bit of equal.
Equality.
But you didn't really want to touch the penises, did you?
No, I said that, like, I would be disappointed if I didn't have to.
Yeah.
What? No, hang on. I'd be disappointed if I didn't have to, and I was. It's just, you know, they're gross, man.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes to think about such things.
Yeah, true.
That's
true. Well,
that was it, really. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast.
And this podcast was brought to you by Monster Energy.
Yeah, I've barely drunk hardly any of mine. I got a lot to go. Excited.
I've nearly smashed all of mine, so that's fantastic. Thank you to Monster.
Yeah.
Thank you to Paul Mamone.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. We'll see you soon.
We will. 24th of November. They're the 7 Mile Brewery.
I don't even know if he's going to be there.
He'll be there.
Yeah, you got to have faith, I suppose.
That's it. And that was hypothetically speaking.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you later.
So, am I turning it off now?
I think that's safest. I think the safest way to go.
This is ridiculous. Oh, that was a long one, wasn't it?
How long did that go for?
37 minutes.